Hello and welcome to Business 360. I'm Shireen Bhan. The headlines that we're tracking for you this evening. 93 seats across 11 states and 1 union territory vote in the scorching heat as temperatures touch 40 degrees. Prime Minister Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah cast their votes in Gujarat, where 25 of the 26 seats are voting after BJP won the Surat seat uncontested. The overall turnout stands at just over 50% as of 3 p.m. Prime Minister Modi breaks his silence on the Prajwal Revanna sexual abuse scandal on the day 14 constituencies in Karnataka vote. Early voting trends show brisk polling in West Bengal, Madhya Pradesh and Goa. The turnout is subdued in Maharashtra and Bihar. The Supreme Court concludes hearing arguments in the interim bail plea filed by Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. Observes that he cannot perform his duties as the Chief Minister if he is granted bail. The Enforcement Directorate's lawyer vehemently opposes bail. The court is likely to take up the matter on the 9th of May. Stock market declined for the third straight day. The sensex down nearly 400 points, nifty down 140. Market cap worth 10 lakh crore rupees wiped out in the last 3 days. Market regulator SEBI rejects the National Stock Exchange's proposal to extend trading hours for now. NSE CEO Ashish Kumar Chauhan says the proposal was rejected due to the lack of consensus amongst the broking community. Israeli tanks take control of a key crossing in Gaza ahead of a planned offensive in the city of Rafah. The incursion comes even after Hamas accepted a ceasefire proposal put forward by Qatari and Egyptian mediators. Hundreds march on the streets of Tel Aviv, urging Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu to accept a ceasefire deal. It's day 2 of China's President Xi Jinping's first visit to Europe in 5 years. The 3-day tour comes at a time when China's relationship with the West has been strained due to the Ukraine war and trade disputes. Xi Jinping is scheduled to leave Paris today and arrive in Serbia. Russia's Vladimir Putin takes oath as the president for an unprecedented 5th term. India's ambassador to Russia attends the ceremony at the Kremlin. US and Western nations boycott the event, claim the elections were not free or fair. The Boeing spacecraft launch gets delayed further after emergence over a component in the rocket just 2 hours before it was scheduled to blast off. The launch would have marked the first crewed flight for Boeing's Starliner, which was set to ferry NASA astronauts Sunita Williams and Barry Wilmore to the International Space Station.
हमारे देश में दान का एक महात्म्य है और उसी भाव से देशवासी ज्यादा से ज्यादा मतदान करें।
From the river islands in Assam to the Gujarat coast in the west, from coastal Karnataka in the south to Agra in the north, 93 seats across India went to the polls in the third phase of the Lok Sabha elections, voting still on. The BJP won 71 of these in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. This season officially concludes over half the Lok Sabha seats after polling ends today. Voting took place for 25 of the 26 seats in Gujarat. Remember, the BJP has already won the Surat seat unopposed. Prime Minister Modi cast his vote at a polling booth in Gandhinagar, where Amit Shah is the BJP's candidate. 14 seats in Karnataka went to the polls. The BJP had won all in 2019 Lok Sabha elections, that is. This is the last phase of polling for the state. 11 seats across Maharashtra also went to the polls. The BJP and the undivided Shiv Sena had won 4 seats each in 2019. Sitting MP Supriya Sule and Ajit Pawar's wife Sunetra face off in Baramati, the Pawar family bastion. Voting also taking place for both Lok Sabha seats in Goa. Polling has taken place in 31 seats across the Hindi heartland states, UP, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. Voters in 4 seats in West Bengal and 4 constituencies in Assam have cast their votes as well. And polling season concludes in Assam at the end of Phase 3. Well, our reporters join us now from across India to give us a sense of the crucial seats that are up for grabs in Phase 3, the key issues on the ground. First, let's head to Gujarat. The BJP had swept the 2019 Lok Sabha polls in Gujarat, winning all seats. Their average vote share then stood at 63%. I'm now joined by Ketan Joshi of News 18 India. Ketan, ये बताइए कि गुजरात में वोटर टर्नआउट किस प्रकार का रहा है और किस प्रकार का माहौल है आज पोलिंग बूथ्स पे?
देखिए, जो गुजरात की बात करें तो हमारे पास 3 बजे तक का जो ऑफिशियल फिगर है उसके मुताबिक पूरे गुजरात में अमूमन 38 से 42% वोटिंग हो चुका है, लेकिन अब बचे 2 घंटे में है वो ये वोटिंग प्रतिशत बढ़ने की पूरी संभावना है और शायद 65 से 70% है वो वोटिंग होने का अनुमान है। इस वक्त हम अहमदाबाद के एक इंस्टीट्यूट में मौजूद है। यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हैं कि लोग धीरे धीरे वोटिंग करने के लिए आए हैं और कल से अहमदाबाद में 5 दिन का येलो अलर्ट भी दिया गया है, तो मतदान की जो प्रक्रिया है वो थोड़ी धीमी चल रही है। लेकिन 4 बड़े जो पॉलिटिकल सेलिब्रिटीज है उन्होंने आज अपना वोट भी किया, खासकर प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी, केंद्रीय गृह मंत्री अमित शाह, मनसुख मांडविया और पुरुषोत्तम रूपाला। तो हम कह सकते हैं कि गुजरात अपने आप में एक काफी भाजपा का गढ़ माना जाता है। पिछले 2 लोकसभा चुनाव में हम कह सकते हैं कि भाजपा ने 26 में से 26 सीट जीत ली है। इस बार सूरत की सीट पहले ही बीजेपी ने जीत ली है क्योंकि उनके सामने कोई उम्मीदवार ही खड़ा नहीं था, तो शेष रही जो 25 सीट है वहां पर कड़ा मुकाबला, तो हम बिल्कुल नहीं कह सकते कड़ा मुकाबला 1-2 सीट पर है। बाकी अगर बीजेपी यहां वापस इतिहास का पुनरावर्तन करे तो कोई आश्चर्य नहीं होगा। और जो लीड है वो लीड भी काफी बड़ी संख्या में मार्जिन के साथ जीतने का बीजेपी ने दावा रखा है।
Ketan Joshi there reporting from Ahmedabad. Let's head to neighbouring Maharashtra, where 11 seats across Marathwada, Western Maharashtra and Konkan are up for grabs. Baramati, the Pawar family bastion, witnessing a high-stakes battle between 3-time MP Supriya Sule and Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar's wife, Sunetra. Santya Gora joins us now from Baramati. Santya, it's a battle of legacy. Pawar versus Pawar, the battle for Baramati.
Yes, absolutely, Shireen. For Baramati, it's about Pawar versus Pawar. It's Sahib, that is Sharad Pawar, versus Dada, that's Ajit Pawar. It's about daughter versus daughter-in-law. Sharad Pawar's daughter, Supriya Sule, 3-time sitting MP, is taking on her sister-in-law, Sunetra Pawar. Today, this phase will decide which faction of the party as well as the Pawar family will continue to dominate Baramati. An extremely important and high voltage battle for both the alliances in Maharashtra, Mahayuti as well as MVA. Talking about the other seats, out of these 11 seats, 2 seats are of the Konkan belt, that's the southern coastal belt of Maharashtra, Shireen. 7 seats are of the western Maharashtra, that's the sugarcane belt of Maharashtra, and 2 are of the Marathwada region. For the Konkan region, for Ratnagiri, Sindhudurg and Raigad, unemployment, lack of industrialization and farmer distress are going to be key election issues. For the sugarcane belt, that is western Maharashtra, farmer distress, water crisis and Maratha reservation are going to be the key election issues. And for the Marathwada seats, that is Latur and Osmanabad, Shireen, Maratha reservation, the distress between Maratha community and OBC community over reservation demands, farmer distress and most importantly water crisis. These are going to be the key election issues. Maharashtra has total 48 seats. Out of these 48 seats, NDA alliance won 41 last time. This time they are aiming for 45. But Maharashtra is undoubtedly the most unpredictable state. The voters here are keeping their cards very close to their chest. So Maharashtra, which way exactly the electoral mandate is going to, which side it's going to favor, that remains to be seen. But one of the most high prestige battle remains Baramati, Shireen.
Well, it certainly is a high prestige battle. Santya, thanks very much for joining us. And as she was pointing out, Maharashtra at this point in time, it is going to be not just family versus family, but the opposition is hoping to reclaim lost ground. But from Maharashtra, let's head to Karnataka, where 14 constituencies are voting in the third phase. Prime Minister Modi breaking his silence on the sexual abuse scandal involving JDS MP and BJP ally Prajwal Revanna. The Prime Minister has promised zero tolerance and asked the Karnataka government to act against Revanna. The Congress government in Karnataka has asked the central government to cancel Revanna's diplomatic passport. Revanna is currently reported to be in Germany. Will the controversy surrounding Revanna have an impact on the elections? Let's go across to Ritu Singh. She joins us now from Bengaluru with more on the 14 seats that are up for grabs in Karnataka. Ritu, take us through the turnout and, more importantly, what seems to be the hot sort of political issues that you believe voters are gravitating towards?
Well, Shireen, this is the second and the final phase of voting here in Karnataka for 14 Lok Sabha seats. The voter turnout has crossed 54% as of 3 p.m., the latest figure we have. As far as the issues are concerned, there are plenty. For Congress, if you look at the campaigning, it was very much on the local issues, heavily reliant on the guarantees announced by the government, whereas for BJP, it was more the national issues and the Modi factor that the parties continue to highlight. In 2019 general elections, across these 14 seats, it was a clean sweep for the BJP, with the Congress not getting a single seat that time around. This time, in these 14 seats, with JDS, not really contesting in this part of the state, it is a straight fight between the Congress and the BJP for this community. And keep in mind that this is a very Lingayat-dominated, a part of the state. And therefore, caste politics is going to play a critical role here as well. In the 2019 elections, it was the BJP that was able to get more than 80% of the Lingayat votes, Congress barely managing 10%. But we saw some reversal in 2023 assembly elections here, with the Congress share of Lingayat votes falling to just 56%. So how that plays out is going to be critical as to the overall, turnout in these elections for both the parties. Apart from these, of course, the Congress has been heavily focused on the women voters in the state with the various guarantee schemes that they've announced, whether it is free bus rides for women, direct 2,000 rupees into their accounts as the head of the family, or, free ration and so on. Whereas for the BJP, of course, they've been playing, various cards in various parts of the state. For instance, in Hubballi, the murder of a 23-year-old Lingayat lady, that has become a political hot potato, with the BJP calling it love jihad and so on. So various issues at play here, both national and local. In terms of some of the key candidates to watch out for as well, you have from the BJP 3 top guns, former chief ministers, gunning for these seats. You have Jagdish Shettar from Belgavi, Basav Raj Bommai from Haveri, and Union Minister Prahlad Joshi from Hubballi, taking on 3 very young Congress rivals. In Shimoga as well, it's an interesting fight between B.S. Yediyurappa's son B.Y. Raghavendra and Congress's Geeta Shiv Rajakumar, also the daughter of former Chief Minister S. Bangarappa and the wife of actor Shiv Rajakumar. So, lots of interesting battles here. The state of Karnataka itself, high stakes for all of the parties involved, especially BJP, because it sees Karnataka as the gateway to its political ambitions in the southern part of India.
Ritu, many thanks for joining us there from Bengaluru. Well, speaking of high stakes, it doesn't get any bigger than Uttar Pradesh. 10 Lok Sabha seats in the state went to the polls with 100 candidates in the fray. The BJP had won 8 of them in 2019. The Samajwadi Party won 2. Voter turnout stood at 47% as of 3 p.m. Shivani joins us now from Mainpuri, the Samajwadi Party bastion. Remember, the party has retained the seat since its formation. Shivani, what's the mood like in the opposition camp? Is there hope of being able to reclaim some lost ground?
Well, Shireen, that is absolutely correct. This is Mainpuri. When we speak about Mainpuri, has been a bastion for the Samajwadi Party since the time of Mulayam Singh Yadav, since 1996. And even today, when we spoke to the voters on the ground, they did say that they're still voting for Netaji. Even if he's not around, they're voting for his ideology, they're voting for his work, and that is why they're supporting Dimple Yadav. But Shireen, remember that this is not going to be a cakewalk for Dimple Yadav. This time around, the BJP and the BSP too, it's not a two-way contest also, it's a three-way contest. BJP has fielded the sitting Minister for Tourism and Culture from the Yogi government, Thakur Javeer Singh, and that is also going to be a fight that we have to look forward to. Also, BSP is eyeing the very voter bank that Samajwadi Party has also always eyed and won, the Yadav vote bank. BSP has fielded this time Shiv Prasad Yadav to capture the voter bank of the Yadav community in this area. But as you said, that the BSP and the BJP will have to fight harder because Dimple Yadav is very popular in this area, and that is all because of the legacy of Mulayam Singh Yadav. Now, in terms of the key issues when it comes to Mainpuri and even the surrounding areas like Agra, like Badaयूं, like Fatehpur Sikri, all the youth here are speaking about unemployment, and also we saw a sentiment where voters are not voting just for their constituencies. They have a vision for the national government and the national issues. Say, for example, the army issue, the inflation, the China issue are the things that youth here in Mainpuri are speaking about. Agniveer scheme is one of the things that youth across Mainpuri spoke about and spoke against, and they said that it should be repealed. Now, what will happen is going to be seen. 46% voting turnout already happened by 3 p.m. But it's clearly an interesting battle here in Mainpuri. Even though Samajwadi Party is strong here, but there is always room for more, and I guess that the flavor on the ground seems like that it's not going to be very easy for Samajwadi Party and Dimple Yadav this time around.
Right. All right, Shivani, many thanks. Ketan, Santya, Shivani and Ritu, appreciate you joining us. But let's go across to Parikshit. He joins us now from the election wall. Parikshit, take us to the key trends that we are going to see through phase 3. And with the culmination of phase 3, what next?
You know, my big concern remains on the voter turnout. The highest voter turnout that we're seeing right now is only from West Bengal, Assam and Goa. Now, these are states which are reporting a voting percentage of somewhere between 61 to 63%. It's still 54% in Karnataka as of 3 p.m. That is as per the latest numbers. Chhattisgarh is at 58%, Madhya Pradesh 54%, Maharashtra somewhere around 44%, and Gujarat would be 47%, Bihar 46%. So we need high voting numbers, and we're not seeing that as yet across the country. So that same concern remains. Now, let me begin with Assam. This is a crucial state for the BJP to retain. They had won 10 seats in the last Lok Sabha election. This time, the remaining 4 seats are going to polls in this phase. The BJP was hoping to increase its tally from 10 to 12. Himanta Biswa Sarma says they'll win at least 13. We'll see the impact of delimitation also on the election in this state. Coming to Bihar, 5 seats in Bihar going to polls. There's been a big controversy there. Lalu Prasad Yadav, when asked about reservation, said that yes, Muslims should get reservation. This has somehow divided the political class. The Prime Minister has latched on to this statement and again accused the opposition alliance of Muslim appeasement. Coming to West Bengal, you've got 4 seats. 1 was won by the BJP last time around, 2 by the Congress party and 1 by the TMC. So there's going to be a triangular contest here. Coming to Chhattisgarh, there are 7 seats going to polls. The election in Chhattisgarh will be over. 1 was won by the Congress party, 6 were won by the BJP in 2019. Bilaspur, Rampur and also Durg will be important elections here to watch out for. Now, why Durg? Because you've got several former chief ministers who are from here, including Bhupesh Baghel of the Congress party. Coming to Madhya Pradesh, important battlegrounds in Guna, where Jyotiraj Scindia is contesting from on a BJP ticket, hoping to win his seat this time. He had lost last time in 2019. He's against Rao Yadvindra Singh of the Congress party. Digvijay Singh fighting his last election. He has declared, I'm 77, I'll not fight more elections. He's fighting from Rajgarh. He's returning to the seat after 30 years against Rodmal Nagar, the incumbent BJP MP. Finally, from Vidisha, you've got Shivraj Singh Chauhan, who's fighting to retain and protect the legacy of Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Sushma Swaraj. It's been a BJP bastion for 35 years. Coming to Uttar Pradesh, 10 seats up for grabs over here. The BJP had won 8 seats. Mainpuri, we've already spoken about. Constituency number 8 is something I'm concentrating on. That's Sambhal. And Sambhal is a place where the Yadavs Muslim combine is important. The Samajwadi Party won last time and the BJP is hoping to win it. Gujarat was with the BJP in 2014 and 2019. They're hoping for a comeback across the state once again. So that's the national picture, so to say, but the voting percentage is, of course, a cause for concern.
Yes, we've seen that play itself out during phase 1, phase 2, and as Parikshit was pointing out, repeating in phase 3 as well. It is a long, long election and the mercury is only rising with every passing day. Time for us to head into a short break, but up next, the Supreme Court concludes hearing arguments in the interim bail plea filed by Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. That and more when we return. Well, let's talk about the markets now. Declining for the third straight session and raising market cap worth 10 lakh crore rupees in the last 3 days. The broad markets underperformed and the mid-cap index posted the worst single-day fall that we've seen in 2 months. So that's the Nifty for you, down 0.5%. The sensex losing about 380 points. The Nifty Bank down by 600 points. And the Nifty mid-cap lost almost 1,000 points. That's a 2% cut there on the Nifty mid-cap. Market regulator SEBI has rejected the National Stock Exchange's proposal to extend trading hours for now. NSE CEO Ashish Kumar Chauhan said that the proposal was rejected due to the lack of consensus among the broking community. This has, of course, been long pending, but for now, it seems like it is on the back burner. Take a look.
Currently, there is no plan to increase the timings as SEBI has returned back the application which we had provided because the stockbrokers seem to have not given the feedback that SEBI wanted. So as of now, the extended time frame is shelved.
Well, that's the NSE CEO saying no trading hour extension as of now. The Supreme Court has concluded hearing arguments in the interim bail plea filed by Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. The apex court observed that Kejriwal cannot perform his duties as the Chief Minister if he is in fact granted bail. Now, the matter is likely to be taken up on the 9th of May. Ashmit is standing by with more on the SC's observations. Ashmit, while the Supreme Court did say that it doesn't want to give out the message that there are differential rules for the average citizen versus the Chief Minister, they also acknowledged the fact that the electoral process is once every 5 years. Where does this now leave Arvind Kejriwal's interim bail plea?
Well, his legal team surely had their hopes up after the observations that fell from the apex court today. The Supreme Court very clearly said that they don't want to send out a message that there's unequal treatment being given to him only because he's a politician. But the apex court said that we need to review whether he falls under exceptional circumstances. What are those circumstances? The apex court is asking if the national elections warrant an interim bail for Arvind Kejriwal. That's the big thing. The Supreme Court very clearly spelled out that as far as national elections are concerned, they are a unique situation, come only once in 5 years, that the elections, especially in which the Aam Aadmi Party will be fighting, are just around the corner. May 25th for Delhi, June 1st for the state of Punjab. The apex court further went on to say that the larger question of whether or not the ED was justified in arresting him may take some time to decide. By then, the elections may be over. This time will not come back to Kejriwal to campaign again for the upcoming elections. And finally, the apex court also noted that if at a future date, even if we decide that this arrest was legal by the Enforcement Directorate, even in that situation, given that the elections are currently underway, the apex court will be open to at least considering the option of granting interim bail to Arvind Kejriwal. Now, this expectedly was opposed tooth and nail by the Enforcement Directorate. The ED said that he can be cut no slack. The fact that he's a politician is not grounds enough for grant of interim bail, that he's facing severe allegations, and that the apex court needs to be careful about sending out the message that it looks to send out by way of granting this interim bail. The hearing will resume on May 9th.
All right, so we will have to wait till the 9th of May to find out more about what happens with Arvind Kejriwal's bail plea. But Ashmit, another matter that you were listening in on was the Supreme Court saying that social media influencers and celebrities are as responsible for misleading ads as companies that publish them. The directive came during the hearing of a case against misleading ads published by Patanjali. Ashmit, the Supreme Court widening the ambit, the scope of the issues that it's now taking up as a fallout of the Patanjali matter. What was today's hearing about?
Indeed, the scope has been widened so much so that as many as 5 ministries of the central government have been put on notice. As far as the takeaways from today, there are 3 key takeaways. Number one is that the apex court is putting celebrities, influencers on notice that you are equally liable and responsible as far as misleading advertisements are concerned. Here, the Supreme Court noted that as far as consumption of products are concerned, the buying decision is concerned, it's greatly influenced by these celebrities and influencers, that they need to be held accountable, and to that count have reminded them that there's a central government guideline in force which says that there is a fair amount of due diligence required on part of these influencers and celebrities before they commit to promoting a certain product. Now, that's as far as influencers are concerned. On the other front, there is also accountability being sought by the apex court from the media, both from the broadcast as well as print media. There's a new condition that has been cast on the media that before publication of any ad, there needs to be a self-certification uploaded on the government portal, the Broadcast Seva portal for broadcast media, and there will be a similar portal set up for print media. A self-certification of due diligence will now need to be uploaded. No advertisements allowed without that self-certification. And finally, on the health ministry, on the food safety front, the apex court has asked very pointed question as to the number of complaints that have been received by the FSSAI, which falls under the health ministry, for substandard food, for adulterated food, for food which has extraneous elements, and that is something that the health ministry will have to respond on. So clearly, the scope being widened, the apex court seeking answers.
All right, Ashmit, appreciate you joining us. Ashmit Kumar there reporting on the 2 important matters being taken up by the Supreme Court today. With that, it is time for us to wrap up this edition of Business 360. The news will continue right here on CNBC-TV18. A lot more coming up. Stay with us.